של עולם, אני מבקש ממך בכל ליבי ובזה התפילה שתנחה אותי.
David HaMelech starts the second parak in Tehillim with the following psukim, discussing both personal reflections and also ones which refer to all of Klal Yisrael and to the future of Mashiach's times. And yet they get intertwined into one message. We will try now to explore what David HaMelech is trying to convey to us. He starts by saying, Lama rogshu goyim ulehumim yehegu rik. Why do the Gentiles gather and talk in vain? Yehegu rik is like vain talk that leads to nothing. Sounds like David HaMelech is referring to an unsuccessful attempt to somehow impact the world of Klal Yisrael negatively. What's interesting is that from Chazal's standpoint, this pasuk is actually talking about the Milchemes Gog uMagog, the ultimate war against Klal Yisrael and against Mashiach, which is considered the war of all times, the mother of all battles. So the fact that David HaMelech uses the phraseology Lama Rogshu Ulu'umim Yagurik, using this type of description when he's talking about something so severe, seems very puzzling. He goes on to say, Yisyatzvu mal chayretz v'roizmin nozdu yochad al Hashem v'al Mashicho. So now he's talking about the kings of the world, referring to this gathering, which he made light of in the first pasuk. And now he elevates them to kings and lords, and they are noizu yachad. They're going ahead to conspire al Hashem va'al Mashiach, against Hashem and Mashiach, with the ultimate of attempt of ninatka esmos rosemo v'nashlicha mimena ovasemo, which somehow they're saying, let us break their connection. Let's cut the ropes. That's basically connecting us to obviously something sacred. So this is the message of the first couple of psukim of David HaMelech, where he seems to be talking about the scariest event of all times, perhaps one of the most impacting events. And he prefaces it by making light and calling it idle talk, vain talk. What's going on? Forgetting how David HaMelech will go on, which we will see in the next shir, describing HaKadosh Baruch Hu's reaction. But how do we wrap our heads around these couple of psukim? Now, if we look at the Gemara addresses this in the Maseches Brachos. And the Gemara says, Amar Rabbi Yochanan mishum Rav Shimon bar Yochai, Goshe tarbus roa b'tzorich peisei shel adam yotzim in Milchemes Gog uMagog. Literally, it means a fight in one's own home is more difficult, yotzim in Milchemes Gog uMagog, more than the ultimate war, the war of Milchemes Gog uMagog. Shenema, and he brings the pasuk of Tehillim in the following chapter, which talks about David running away from his son Avshalom, which unquestionably can describe a battle that's going on in one's personal home. And over there, David uses the phraseology, Hashem ma rabu tzoroi, Rabim komim alai, referring to it as a tzora in the term rabu, Rabim, talking and describing it as a great tragedy. The Ilu Gabi Milchemes Gog uMagog, and in our parak, when he's referring to the battle of Gog uMagog, he just says Lomorog Shugoyim Ulumim Yagurik. He makes light of it. He doesn't talk with the same severity. The Ilu Mar Abu Tzoroi Loiksiv. He doesn't use the phrase that he uses in the next parak, Paragimel, when he's talking about the internal battle that's going on in his home. There he uses much stronger terms. Rashi, in his interpretation on this Chazal, states that the Gemara is not only emphasizing the fact that David HaMelech didn't use the strong phrase when he was describing Milchemes Gog uMagog as he did when he was describing the battle in his own home against his son Avshalom. Rashi says the following: Loma rog shugoyim mato elas lahem alma dover kalhu be'enov. Says Rashi zeroes in on the point that we were discussing, that it's not just the phrase that he uses when he describes the battle going on in his own home with such severe terms. It's also contrasted by the fact that he uses such a light phrase over here. Alma davar kalu bein, of Rashi says. So we see it's something light to David HaMelech. It's not such a severe thing. And as I said, this is mind-boggling. The fact that we can say that David HaMelech is referring to Gog uMagog and everything that's attached to that period of time as something light is completely uncomprehendable. So I would like to share with you a thought which I think perhaps would shed some light on this idea of what this means when it says that Talbus bebeisei shel. And I will use the Medrash in Tehillim, Medrash Shechatev, on this pasuk. The Medrash Tehillim says as follows, goes through the Rishoyim of all history, and Esav Arashal. And the Medrash states, Esav, he was a shaitor. He said that Cain was a shaitor. Shaitor Cain. Okay? Cain was a fool. He shouldn't have killed Hevel in his father's lifetime. That's not the way to do it. That's not the way to elevate yourself. The Pare, of course, he dismissed Esav. He didn't know what he didn't know. Haman Arosha looks at Pare, he says he was a fool too. Says the Medrash Shochatov that the Milchemes Gog uMagog, they will come with their wealth of knowledge and experience from all the generations of the Jew haters. And they will say, we're not going to do that. First we're going to go against the one that they're connected to. And then we will try to destroy the Jewish nation. And we will, Rahman al-Islam, be more successful than all of the Rishoyim of all time. And that's what they meant to say. David HaMelech is telling us a simple thing. He's telling us, of course, Gog uMagog is global, with global ramifications. In our day and age, we can only imagine it with the weaponry that has unbelievable powers in seconds to cause such destruction of unimaginable magnitude. David HaMelech is telling us a lesson. lifeline is our connection to Hashem and our connection to each other, the achdus of the Am Yisrael. So long that we are connected, so long that we remain as one, both in our relationship to Hashem and our relationship to each other, and that's why he uses the phraseology of the ropes and the strings that are attaching us and connecting us, Gog Magog is talking in vain. He stands on nothing. That's why David uses the phrase Lama and the phrase Rik to bring out to us, Klal Yisrael, that so long that we remain connected and we distance ourselves from the Mardus Ra b'toch Beisei Shel Adam, we distance ourselves from the tarbus, from the arguments within our own homes, within the home of Klal Yisrael, of the Beis Yisrael, then all of the talk of all of the enemies of all four corners of the world is just in vain. And that's the contrast from Perek Beis to Perek Gimel, where David HaMelech is trying to bring out our enemy is within. And so long that we eradicate that enemy, the external enemy will never succeed. Amen. Ken Yiratzah.